Hello, my name is Grace Mbote from the Open University of Tanzania, and in this lecture we're going to cover database fundamentals. Our lecture is based on relational databases, and we're going to cover the basics of relational databases, the fundamental concepts in relational databases, keys that are associated in relational databases, and at the end we're going to learn about functions of relational databases. So, what is a relational database? A relational database is a type of database which is based on relations, whereby database tables are associated by shared attributes. Any data element that is an entity or an object can be found in the database through the name of the table, through the attribute name, and the value of the primary key. Now, let us look at relational model. Relational data model was introduced in the 70s by a person called Boyce Codd or C.F. Codd. But currently, it is the most widely used data model. It has provided basis for almost all modern database management systems. Now, let us look at fundamental concepts of a relational data model. The first concept that is in relational data model, of course, it's a relation itself or a table. So what is a relation? A relation is a technical name for a table or a file in a database. And within a table, each row represents a group of related data values. A database is composed of multiple tables, and each table holds the data. Now let us look at an example illustrating a database table. When you look at this table, there are 3 columns, there are rows, there are records. This shows how a table in a database looks like. For example, in this table, a course code is the primary key of this table. We have course name, and we also have course instructor. Now, let us look at properties of a table. A table must have a name that is distinct from other tables in the database. There should be no duplicate row. Each row has to be distinct or unique. Entries in columns are atomic. The table does not contain repeating groups or multi-valued attributes. When you're doing operations and they're combined, it must combine different data types, and it is not allowed as well. That means operation combining different data types are not allowed. If you're doing operations, it has to be, if numerical operations, they have to be numeric. If it's for characters, it has to be for characters. And each attribute has a unique name. In summary, in a table, all rows must be unique, there must be no repetition, all field names must be also unique. The sequence of columns is insignificant. It doesn't matter which columns start, which columns end. And also the sequence of rows doesn't matter as well. Now, let us look at a table column. How does it look like? A table column is a principal storage unit, and it's also called a field or attribute. That means these are the characteristics of an entity or an object that is called a relation or a table in a database. These attributes or columns, they house the basic components of data into which your content can be broken down. Now let us look at an example for a column or a field. When we look at this table, a course table, course code is a column, a course name is a column, and also course instructor is also a column. Now let us look at a domain. What is a domain? A domain is the original set of atomic value used to model data. By atomic value, we mean that each value in the domain is indivisible as far as relational model is concerned. Now let us look at different examples showing how domain works out. For example, the domain of marital status is a set of possibilities. For a marital status in a database, it's either you're married, you're single, or you're divorced. There are no other options. Now let us look at the domain of shift. The set of possibilities for a shift, it's either Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 7 days of the week. You can't have any other thing. You can't have a shift for February or March. It has to be a weekday. Now, let us look at another example, a domain of a salary. A domain of a salary, it should be the set of all floating point numbers greater than 0 and maybe less than 200,000 depending on the value and currency of that salary. So those are the examples of domains. Now let us look at records. Records contain fields that are related, such as customer or an employee. A tuple is another name used for a record. And when we look at this example of a record, we are using the same table, course code, course name, and course instructor. We can see that we have 3 records in this table for different courses that are being taught in this particular organization. Now let us look at degree. Degree is the number of attributes in the table. Now, after learning the basic fundamental concept in a database, let us look at database keys. We have 2 major keys. The first one is the primary key. This is the candidate key that is selected by the database designer to identify the WAR entity set. To uniquely identify, that means it must be unique and be able to identify tuples or records in a table. And it must not be null. It must have a value. Another key is a foreign key. A foreign key is an attribute in a table that references the primary key in another table, or it can be null. Both foreign key and primary key must be of the same data type. You can't have a primary key in one table, which is a text, and referencing a foreign key in another table, which is a numerical data. That's not possible. When we look at this table, we can see that parcel number, it's a primary key in the table A, and now it's a foreign key in table B. And as you can see that it has the same data values. That's how keys work in a relational database. So finally, let us look at the function of a database management system. The first function is data storage, retrieval, and update, whereby the main function, as you can see, is called CRUD, which is create, retrieval, update, and delete. Another function is catalog or data dictionary. It also shares update support. It also provides backup and recovery services, unlike file systems which were used before database systems. Another function for databases is security services. We also have integrity services, data independence, that means being independent from program, and various data manipulation unit. This is the end of our lecture, and in this lecture we've learned about database fundamentals covering relational database basics, fundamental concepts in relational databases, keys, primary keys and foreign key, and at the end we'll finalize with the function of database management systems. Thank you for watching.